Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to Inner Mileage Live. Welcome. Today we're talking about why empaths do not need to expose narcissists and how to let the narcissists expose themselves. This is going to be a powerful live on how your nervous system regulation and divine code and no resonance collapse the narcissistic matrix. Come on. Welcome in. Yes, Kids Choice, what it is. Come on in. Today we're talking about why it's important not to expose the narcissists as they expose themselves. This is the divine strategy that makes the narcissists reveal themselves. Come on in. Come on in. Lions roar. Come on in. Today we're going deep into it. The importance of not exposing the narcissists. Hey, Brittany, because they expose themselves. Michaela, welcome in. We're talking about stop exposing the narcissist, the divine strategy that makes them reveal themselves, whether they're your children or your partners or your bosses. Today, we're talking about why it's important. Greetings, Julia. Why it's important not to expose narcissists. Because there's a divine strategy that makes the narcissists reveal themselves. That's what we're going to today. Come on. Come on in if you're ready for this. In the background, we've got Raw by Yaksta. Come on in. Today, we're talking about why it's important not to expose the narcissists, Kiki. Because they will expose themselves. So what's the divine strategy that makes the narcissists reveal themselves? Come on in. What? Understand. Overstand. In the stand. Come on in. Greetings. Today we're talking about why it's important, Julia, raw, not to expose the narcissist and the divine strategy that makes the narcissist reveal themselves. It doesn't matter if it takes 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. It always works. Tranquilo. Come on in. Come on in, Iris, what it is. Come on in. Today we're talking about the divine strategy that makes narcissists reveal themselves. Galactic Soul, Brittany, you don't have to reveal them. So let me begin. Let me begin. Lions roar. I just love the song. You know how I get on this channel? There's a song that speaks to my spirit, and then I just play it over and over again. It's like a prayer. This is Yaksta. Big man Yaksta. Raw. Yaksta spelled Y-A-K-S-T-A. You understand? And this song is called Raw. Whip them. Let me say whip them. Come on. All the narcissists in your life. Today we're talking about why you don't have to expose them. The divine strategy that makes the narcissists reveal themselves. You understand? So here it is. Here it is. In fact, if you've made this mistake, no worry. But one of the greatest mistakes an empath can make after awakening to narcissistic abuse is to try to expose the narcissist, Dawn Marie. Because you're trying to convince everybody. You're trying to convince the flying monkeys and explain what happened. You're trying to prove that there was a manipulation. You're trying to make the narcissist admit what they did. You're trying to get the family to understand. You're trying to make the organization see. Am I talking to you? You're trying to make their friends see. You're trying to make your children or their children see. Trying to finally say, hey, you see, that's the narcissist. That is the narcissist. You see, because there comes a point in every empath's evolution, nearly every empath's evolution, when something extraordinary happens. And this is when you realize you don't have to expose the narcissist. You don't have to expose the narcissist. All you have to do is stop covering for them. Hear me out. You don't have to expose them. All you have to do is stop covering for them. Stop covering for them. There's an enormous difference, Brittany. And once you understand the difference, the entire game changes. The highest strategy is not confrontation, because you will lose in any confrontation with a narcissist. Believe me, you don't want to do that. Not very smart. That's like rolling with the pig in the mud. Nobody can tell the difference. You see, the highest strategy is not even retaliation. It's not even revenge. Waste of time. It's not even public humiliation. Waste of time. It's not even psychological warfare. Waste of time. And it sadly is not provoking someone whom you may believe is dangerous, because the narcissist is dangerous. The highest strategy is what I call the revelation strategy. Let me explain. And the revelation strategy includes regulating yourself. Regulating yourself and stop arguing with distortions. Then establish clear boundaries. And when you do this, you basically stop rescuing the narcissist from the consequences of their own behavior. And you become radically consistent, and then you observe. Because once your dysregulation is removed from the equation, even if you live with them, something becomes increasingly visible. And that thing that becomes visible is the pattern of the narcissist, their pattern. And this is where psychology and neuroscience converge here in what I call the divine code for today, where the empath, begins to discover that perhaps the greatest source of exposure of narcissism does not happen when you say, look at who this person is. It happens when you become sufficiently regulated that you no longer obscure what they are doing. Come on. Who am I talking to? I want to know who I'm talking to. This is some living water. I want to know if I'm talking to you, type transform in the comment section. So I know we're on the same page. This is not for everyone. You see, this is for the person or the people who are rising vibrationally and realize that narcissism, narcissist, and narcissistic abuse cannot exist anywhere love lives. Meaning that the only reason why narcissism is in your life is because you have wounds, which is the portal to your own self-hate. Now, let me go deeper into the empath's great misunderstanding. Victoria Noel, Living Waters. Many empaths believe that awakening means, oh, now I understand them. But that's only the first level of awakening. The deeper awakening is, now I understand why I no longer need to organize my consciousness around the narcissist. Alemania. Those are very different states from I understand what a narcissist is to I understand why I no longer need to organize my consciousness around them. The first awakening remains narcissist-centered. You understand? The first analysis, which is I understand them, remains narcissist-centered. You're still researching them. You're still analyzing them. You're still predicting them. You're still watching them. You're still explaining them. You're still discussing them. You're defending yourself against them. You're rehearsing your conversations with them. And you're imagining what their next move is. Waiting for their downfall. Checking whether other people see what you finally see. That is not freedom. What? Who am I talking to? Where are you? Who am I talking to? That is not freedom. That is geographic separation without energetic separation, which is why no contact doesn't cure the illness. It is no resonance. No contact is not no resonance. You can block someone's telephone number while continuing to carry them neurologically and emotionally and spiritually. You can divorce someone and continue arguing with them internally for decades. You can leave a narcissistic family while reproducing its emotional architecture wherever you go. You can leave a narcissistic workplace and carry the workplace into the next company. You can leave a narcissist physically while their anticipated reactions continue governing your decisions. Come on, somebody tell me I'm talking to you. Don't leave me hanging. I need to know I'm not some crazy man just here in Seattle blabbing and yelling with such urgency. Who am I talking to? You can leave the narcissist physically while their anticipated reactions continue governing your decisions, Julia. That is resonance with the narcissist. And at inner mileage, what we are focused on, Sky, is no resonance. Now, let me tell you what we mean by no resonance. Am I talking to you? Am I talking to you? Huh? Am I talking to someone here? Who am I talking to? I want to know. I'm talking to I. Where are you? Who am I talking to? Let me define this carefully. No resonance is not numbness. Chantra Seba Rahaset. No resonance is not numbness. It is not dissociation. Dawn Marie. It is not suppressing anger, evidence of providence. It is not spiritual bypassing. It is not allowing someone to mistreat you. No, no, no. And it's certainly not remaining physically near someone who's dangerous and just wants to demonstrate this spiritual superiority. No resonance means the pattern of the narcissist no longer recruits your nervous system into completing it. This is very Dharma focused. This is very Buddhist. This is very Christ conscious. What I'm telling you, very Dharma. This is what the Four Noble Truths talk about in the Noble Eightfold Path. No resonance means that the pattern of the narcissist no longer automatically recruits your nervous system into completing it. Maine, Lewiston, Maine. That sentence changes everything. When someone accuses you, you do not automatically have to defend. When someone insults you, and by someone we mean a narcissist, you don't have to automatically counterattack. You don't. And you do not, someone misrepresents you, you don't automatically launch a campaign to correct every person who heard the story, the smear campaign, cultivating perspectives. When someone becomes cold, you don't automatically become anxious. When someone attempts to provoke guilt, the guilt does not automatically provoke you into compliance. When someone praises you, the praise does not purchase access to you. Come on. When someone condemns you, the condemnation does not determine your identity. This is extraordinarily close to what Buddhist psychology has described for millennia. The Buddha repeatedly examined the relationship between contact to phenomena, feeling of the phenomena, and then craving the phenomena and clinging. And mindfulness establishes the capacity to know bodily sensations, feelings, and mental processes without automatically grasping them. This is how you free your mind. It's about observing bodily and mental phenomena while progressively reducing your clinging to them. And this Buddhist perspective is enormously relevant to narcissistic recovery. Who am I talking to? So the narcissist will always give you a stimulus because they expect a reaction. But when your mind is liberated, when there's a stimulus, there's simply awareness to see the stimulus. Then discernment, then you choose an action. So you don't react anymore. You see, the narcissist we rest and assured that when there's a stimulus, you would react. But when there's a stimulus, Danny, thank you for your kind words. There's only awareness. Like Danny said, love these live shows. And he's sort of saying, wow, these live shows are great. I observed. Then I said, thank you for your kind words. Discernment. Then I offered back to Danny, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Similarly, when the narcissist does something negative, you observe the stimulus with awareness. Do you see? This is how you begin to take charge of your nervous system, because your nervous system is where the narcissistic matrix exists. Who am I talking to? Where are you? If I'm talking to you, type transform. I want to know I'm talking to you. Where are you? I want to know I'm talking to you. If I'm talking to you, type transform. If I'm talking to you, type transform, because I want to know that we are trotting on this road together. I want to know that I am reaching you with this information. You understand that we're not dealing with any fake bonanzas. This is Mos Def, Yasin Bey, fake bonanza. Let me know I'm talking to you, because the nervous system is where the matrix lives. Come on, Tai Chi. Come on. Saturday Child, Johnny, John Marie, Sarah Jane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what it is. Senior, Sky, let me continue to stop this fake bonanza like most of Yasin Bey told us. Let me tell you. You see, this is why narcissistic abuse cannot be understood only as a psychological problem, because repeated emotional threat can become embodied. James, what's up, James? Repeated emotional threat can become embodied, and the nervous system begins learning, watch, scan, predict. You see the survival thing? Do not relax. Something is coming. You see, trauma research supports the broader principle that chronic traumatic stress involves nervous system dysregulation. In fact, there's a 2026 study that found that PTSD associated with reduced heart rate movement. You understand? This is what a narcissist does to you. This matters because the traumatized empath may mistake hypervigilance for discernment. Am I talking to you? They are not the same thing. Discernment says, I see what's happening. That's it. Hypervigilance, however, says, I must continuously monitor what is happening in order to survive. Come on. Discernment contains spaciousness. Spaciousness. You see, hypervigilance contains compulsion. And sometimes both may exist simultaneously. It's fine. But you have to realize that you need to teach your body that you no longer need to inhabit someone else's psychological weather, Sarah Jane. So how do you find heaven in your nervous system? That's the question. How do you find heaven in your nervous system? Now, when I talk about heaven in your nervous system, I'm not talking about permanent bliss. What I'm talking about is an embodied condition in which peace is no longer completely dependent on another person's behavior. Did you see what that is? Hell is when you do the opposite. Heaven is an embodied condition in which your peace is no longer completely dependent on another person's behavior. Do you understand what impact this has on you? Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? Can we smile? For many survivors of narcissistic relationships, whether it was your mother, your father, or your caregiver, your whoever, peace became conditional in your home, where you would say to yourself, oh, I can only relax if they are happy. Or I can relax if they aren't angry. Or I can relax if they approve. Can't we smile, Johnny Hammond? I can relax if they aren't cheating. I can relax if the family believes me. I can relax if the smear campaign stops. I can relax once justice happens. Notice the structure. Your nervous system has outsourced your peace. Come on. Can we smile? Can we smile? Come on. Your nervous system has outsourced your peace. Your heaven has been placed inside someone's hands. That is the deeper captivity, Johnny Hammond. And the divine code reverses that. Who am I talking to? Peace is returned to its proper jurisdiction. Who am I talking to? Your body, your consciousness, your breath, your alignment, your relationship with truth, your relationship with the divine, source, spirit, or whatever language most authentically is sacred for you. And something incredible happens when you stop asking, how do I make this person stop disturbing my peace? How do I make these people stop disturbing my peace? And you begin embodying, why does this person possess administrative authority over my nervous system? Look at me. Why does this narcissist possess administrative authority over my nervous system? Do you see the indignation in my face? How dare you, narcissist, think you can possess administrative authority over my nervous system? You cannot. Who am I talking to? Come on now. Who am I talking? I want to know I'm talking to you. I want to know I'm talking to you. Because when you begin to ask this question, you will be upset that someone outside you has power over you. That's the ending of your slavery. You don't have to expose them, Isabel. You don't have to expose them. Amado Contreras, mi hermano, ¿cómo está? Do you see what I'm saying to you? Do you see what So this is where you start to become hard to recruit. Dawn Marie. No one is playing. Oh, Sarah Jane, you're way ahead of me, your senior, Sarah Jane. Do you see what I'm saying to you, Jerry CS? You see, research into heart rate variability gives us an interesting parallel, because a higher vaguely mediated heart rate variability, meaning if you meditate, if you do breath work to self-regulate, it includes higher executive functioning. Translation, you become smarter. This does not mean that your heart rate variability determines spiritual development. And if you knew how intelligent you become through meditation because of the awareness and the insight and seeing your own power, you will meditate every day. You will meditate every day. You will meditate every day. Hola. You will meditate every day. Now let me show you another point. Where's my teacher will be proud I just said that. You see, slow voluntary breathing has also been studied extensively. A meta-analysis encompassing more than 200 studies. I'm giving you the evidence. Found that slow voluntary breathing. And if you want to learn more about this stuff, check out the work of Richard Davidson, University of Wisconsin-Madison. Richard Davidson. If you want to know the science, go there. You see, randomized research in PTSD show that when there are mindfulness practices, that the symptoms of PTSD, whether it's from war or narcissistic abuse, which is spiritual war, are abated. It increases your interoceptive awareness. Translation, you start to become smart because of self-regulation. These are the days we prayed for. And as you become smarter with self-regulation, you also become harder to recruit. These are the days we prayed for Ras I, because the liberated empath increasingly develops the ability to experience activation and triggers without immediately becoming behaviorally governed by activation. Remember, the narcissist trait is stimulus reaction, right? And this is enormous. So your heart can beat faster, you see, and you can remain conscious. Anger can arise within you, but you can still remain conscious. Fear can arise in you, but you can still remain conscious. Someone can lie about you. Someone can provoke you, and you can still remain conscious. Because your conscious is larger than the stimulus. That is nervous system sovereignty. Your consciousness becomes larger than any attack. Your consciousness is larger than any warfare. So why trying to expose the narcissist keeps you in the matrix? I'm going to tell you. This is the whole pièce de resistance of this live today. Why can aggressive exposure fail? Because narcissistic relational dynamics are frequently organized around self-regulation and interpersonal regulation, meaning that pathological narcissism is associated with difficulties in interpersonal functioning. That can include devaluation, aggression, control, vulnerability, entitlement, and dysfunctional self-other relationships. So imagine confronting someone who's operating through a system of confrontation. And if you say you're manipulative, they say, no, you are manipulative. If you say you're gaslighting me, they say, no, you are gaslighting me. If you say you are abusive to me, they'll say, no, I'm actually scared of you. When you produce evidence, they attack the interpretation of the evidence. When you produce witnesses, they attack the witnesses. When you explain your intentions, you say the devil, deny. You see, this is what they do. Reverse victim offender, accuse. When you explain your intentions, they reinterpret your intentions. You become emotional and they say, look at how unstable she is. Look at how unstable he is. Look at how unstable they are. Now your emotion becomes evidence that you are unstable. And before long, the entire conversation is no longer about what happened. It's about controlling the interpretation of what happened. Welcome to the Matrix. You see what this thing is? You see what this thing is? So when I use the phrase narcissistic matrix, you see, and for those who are going to be in the Escaping Narcissistic Abuse course, this is what we're talking about. The narcissistic matrix is not some invisible technological system. What I'm describing is a relational architect arrested development. It's a relational architecture. It's a relational architecture, this narcissistic matrix, you see? And what it is it's a system of roles, scapegoat, golden child, that includes reinforcements, narratives, threats, emotional conditioning, fear, social perceptions, shame, intermittent approval, triangulation, control. And inside the matrix, the positions include the hero, the villain, the rescuer, the scapegoat, the golden child. Come on, the flying monkey. Who am I talking to? The unstable one. Come on, let me know if you've ever been in this position. The ungrateful one, the difficult employee, the angry ex, the disloyal friend, the problematic sibling. And the narcissistic structure survives partly by persuading everyone to keep acting out these assigned roles, Joker, Peace Frog. And the matrix requires participation, not equal responsibility. Those are different propositions. The abused person did not create the abuse. You see, but liberation eventually requires withdrawing from the behavioral circuitry that keeps organizing their consciousness around it. That's why no resonance at inner mileage is so powerful, because you don't merely leave the actor, you leave the stage. Exit stage left. No resonance. Come on. That's the whole kit and caboodle. You see? So imagine that you've spent a long life rehearsing these roles. Get out of the role. And when you do, you realize that the revelation strategy is simple. You stop prosecuting the case with the narcissist. Peace Frog. You stop prosecuting the case with the narcissist. They did this to me, they did that. Then you become behaviorally consistent with your boundaries, right? And remember that boundaries are the diagnostic environment. A healthy boundary does more than protect you. The boundary reveals information. That's why you need to. The boundary reveals information. Where there's a vacuum, nature abhors a vacuum. So when you create a vacuum, the narcissist has to fill the vacuum. This is science. So watch what happens when someone hears no. What happens when they cannot control the timetable? Watch what happens when disagreement does not become submission. Watch what happens when flattery cannot purchase access. Come on, who am I talking to? You see, watch what happens when you ask for accountability. That does not mean intentionally provoking anyone. It means ordinary boundaries naturally create opportunities for the narcissistic character to become visible. Ordinary boundaries make it possible for the narcissistic character to become visible. Do you see the whole show? That's the whole show. That is the whole show. And a chronically coercive structure often experiences autonomy itself as a problem. So this is what happens. When you set the boundary becomes a revelation. And the boundary can simply be when you said no. The boundary is what reveals. This is why you do not have to say to anyone, you are the narcissist. Because there's enormous power in this. Instead of saying you are a narcissist, you become interested in observable reality. What was said, what was agreed, what was the behavior, what happens repeatedly, what happens when boundaries are introduced, what happens when there's praise. You move from label as obsession to pattern recognition. And patterns are difficult to hide indefinitely. Come on. If this is resonating with you, type transform. And if you want to talk to me, book a free session at innermanage.com. So Yeshua taught in Matthew 7 for the Christians. Character becomes recognizable through its fruits, through what it repeatedly produces. By their fruits shall they be known. That is the revelation strategy. Do not spend time saying, look at the tree over there. Watch the fruits. And your boundary reveals the fruit. Your boundary reveals the fruit. You see? So when you embody the divine code, something fascinating happens. Your over-explaining decreases. Your impulsivity decreases. Your need for retaliation decreases. Or as the Buddhists would say, my teacher introduced me to a sutta called the Saleka Sutta. You know, I would not do what they do. Or the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at. Or for the Christians, the 10 Commandments, the 4 Noble Truths. Your compulsive need for validation decreases. This is your hadith that you found in the surah that resonates with this. The polishing of the heart, as the Sufis would say. Or the removal of the jinns in you. You understand? As Bawa Mujahideen would say, Bawa, the great Sufi master from Bangladesh. This is why regulation is revelation. The clearer the patterns become, the more consistent you become. The less chaotic you become, the more conspicuous manufactured chaos becomes. The less interested you become in winning, the more obvious another person's obsession with winning may become. You're not exposing them through accusation because your contrast exposes the structure. And you realize that light does not argue with darkness. Light does not argue with darkness. Light does not need to explain darkness. Light illuminates. And this is where spiritual traditions become really aligned. The Dhammapada, the Buddhist text, if you're new to Buddhism, read the Dhammapada. If you're old in Buddhism, read the Dhammapada again. Teaches that Hatred is not ended through hatred, but through non-hatred with wisdom. And in the Christian Bible, Romans similarly instructs believers not to repay evil with evil, but to overcome evil with what is good. Or as Dr. Martin Luther King would say, you cannot drive out darkness with darkness. And I spent many dark days at the MLK Monument in Washington, D.C., getting light from that monument. If you live in Washington, D.C., that monument has some powerful vibrations, the MLK Memorial. Do not allow, you're basically saying, I do not allow another person's consciousness to determine the architecture of my own. If they lie and you become deceptive, they've recruited you. If they hate you and you become consumed by hatred, you are infected by their virus. If they create chaos and you live in chaos, they have infected you. You see, if they obsess over domination, your entire life becomes obsessed with defeating them. You are still inside that polarity. And the divine code says, exit that polarity. You see, this is what the whole thing is about. Think about manipulation through this lens of what the Buddhists would call the 8 worldly winds: praise, blame. Imagine become inoculated against praise, blame, reward, status, humiliation, pleasure, pain, approval, and rejection. These are powerful mechanisms because ordinary human beings become captured by these worldly winds: praise, blame, reward, humiliation, status. You see? But the spiritual practitioner learns that praise arises, praise passes, blame arises, blame passes, gain arises, it's impermanent, gain passes, right? So this does not make you apathetic, it just makes you unbuyable. And when you become unbuyable, something fundamental happens. The smear campaigns lose their terror, silent treatment loses its leverage, the threats of abandonment loses its control, and you basically are leaving the matrix. So this is the whole kit and caboodle. Becoming a witness and having strong boundaries. This is how you overcome them people and them things. You understand me? This is what it's about. This is what it's all about. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. You see? This is all that it's about. So if I'm talking to you and I'm by your side, let me know. Let me know I'm in your corner. Like Protege says, in your corner. Your boundaries expose them. Your silence exposes them. And this is how you know that Jah is in your corner. You understand? This is how you always know. You don't have to defeat them to defeat them. If this resonates with you and you want to have a session about your specific context, book a free session with me at innermileage.com. Yes? Yeah, this is what it is. Steady. Come on. What? Yeah. And to those who signed up for the Escaping Narcissistic Abuse course, you're in for a treat. Looking forward to what we deconstruct together this evening and over this Lionsgate weekend. And remember, this the Lionsgate weekend. So whatever you're manifesting that is good for the new earth, may it come to pass for you. May I be abundant. May you be abundant. May we be abundant. May I be happy. May you be happy. May we be happy. May I be joyful. May we be joyful. May you be joyful. May I be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May you be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. You understand me? Come on. This is what it's about. Woo! We got to skank for this. I got to start this again. Come on. So this is what it's about. You have to know who you are. Because when you know who you are, then you are, and you are. And you're not what they say you are. You are what you are. And what you're not, you are not. Come on. May we all be at ease. That is what it is. This is what it's about. You understand? So celebrate yourself. Come on. Come on. Yay. You gotta dance, man. You gotta dance. It's the Lion's Gate. What are you calling it? Call in your inner lion. Call in your inner lion. Woo! Come on, celebrate. It's the Lion's Gate weekend. You understand? This is an ancestral practice. That's what dancing is. That's what Joshua did, and the walls of Jericho came down. Come on. Woo! Protege. I can see you hurting. Trust me, say you worth it. You are the truth. On yourself, you're the hardest. But you're trying regardless. And you make it through darkness. It lost of you. But God is willing and able to prepare us a table. And the secrets are there. Did you know we are always? Wow. Jano. Jano. You understand me? You understand me? This is what it's about. Yes. One love to all. May the Lion's Gate bring out your inner lion. May you overcome what secretly oppresses you. Come on in. May you find the strength of restraint. Because restraint is what frees you from the narcissistic matrix. Restraint. That's when your spirit guides get to work. Am I talking to you? Am I talking to you? Remember, I'll always be in your corner. I will always be in your corner. I will always be in your corner. I'm even in the corner of the narcissist from the distance because it's all love. So I will always be in your corner because I and I is I. Always in your corner, I and I. You understand I? Inner mileage. That's what we're about. Always in your corner. Even if you overcame 1,000 lashes. This is protege. 1,000 lashes. 1,000 lashes is basically explaining the spiritual warfare that a lot of us went through. All of us. 1,000 lashes. You see? But there was joy in the morning. 1,000 lashes on the back. There ain't no cure for that, he said. Come on, it's a generational thing. You understand? Come on, you understand? Stolen opportunities, he said. But we ain't immunity. Come on. You understand? Yes, protege. Come on. Oh, tell them, Stephen Marley. Mountains of promise. Patient and kind. Open and honest. Innocent eye. Gazing upon us. See something marvelous. This is 1,000 lashes, protege. Remember, no matter what you've been through, your time is now. Connect with the love within. Or as Outcast said, the love below. You understand? One love. One love. Zumalo. Nkebo Smalo. Did I say correctly? Correct me, my Zulu brother, or my Xhosa brother or sister. Come on now. Or non-binary person. This is what it is. Yes, Peace Frog. Camila, one love. Lauren, one love. You see that. Let me know where you're signing up from. City, state. There's no one like you, Brittany. You know what it is? Where are you signing up from? Let us know. I'm sending you good energy. I'm sending us good energy, 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 good energy. Where are you? Good energy, good energy, good energy, good energy. Yes, Danny from Luton. Why I won now? Yes, I. Oh, yes, but 888. That's incredible. That's one love, Mulholland. Where you signing up from? It's San Luis Obispo, California. One love. Fort Lauderdale, one love. California coast, Jah love. Western Colorado, Jah love. My Colorado families. That's what it is. Yes, Montana, one love. Lebanon, PA. That's what it is. Is it Mount Lebanon? I thought my kids live in what's it called? My two sons live in Carnegie, close by. That's what it is. One love, one love, one love, one love, one love. A thunderstorm in PA. That's crazy. Yes, Franklin, Tennessee. What the Four Noble Truths? Just check it out. Read about it and come back next time. We'll talk about it. The Four Noble Truths are the truths about reality. The first noble truth is life is suffering, meaning what everybody is screwed, everybody experiences pain. The second noble truth is there's a reason why we suffer, right? And the third noble truth is there's a way to end your suffering. And the fourth noble truth is the way to end your suffering is through the Noble Eightfold Path. So these are rules for freeing your mind from greed, hatred, and delusion, or what you will call in the Christian faith, embodying the Holy Spirit, right? Or the spirit of the Prophet Muhammad, Wala Salallah, right? Embodying that, or becoming Christ conscious. The Four Noble Truths are fundamental laws rooted in quantum truth that free you from the matrix. CC9, did I answer your question, CC9? Ireland, one love, one love, one love. Wingsley, one love, one love, one love, one love. Yesenia, blessed. You understand? That's what it is. Blessed CC9. You're the teacher. Maybe a teacher checking on the teacher, right? But it's all good. That's what it is. So that's what it is, you know. So John, no. Have a blessed Lion's Gate, yeah. May all that you wish for yourself come to pass. All that is good for you in this new earth vibration. Because the ting loud, as Protege Massacre said right here, the ting loud. So understand, to keep it loud within. Emanate what's good for you. All right, okay, Hershey, gotcha. Oh, Pittsburgh, all right, cool. Monongahela, right? That's what it is. So that's what it is. One love, yes. Blessed love. Call in your abundance. Call it in. One love, one love, one love, one love, one love. One love, yeah. One love. One love. Thank you so much. One love, one love, one love, one love, one love, one love. One love. Come on.